So the labelling process, there's a couple of very important steps. I think the first and most important one is about the actual ingredients of the product. Some ingredients are compliant in China, or they're okay for being exported out of China, but they're not compliant to be imported. And compliance about ingredients can depend on the country of origin of that ingredient, the amount of that ingredient in the product, and also what category of product your product sits in terms of HS code, and if that ingredient is compliant within that category. If your products are all compliant and they're good, then you can register your product at the AQSIQ, which is basically the Administration for Quality Inspection and Quarantine in China, and you can register there as a manufacturer. When you submit registration to them, they need to be able to see, actually, customs need to be able to see what product is coming into the market. So you have to submit your labeling in English, for example, so the whole artwork design and with all the text written in English and then translated into Chinese so they know exactly what's coming in. And as a part of that, we look for the claims that are made on pack to make sure they actually are within Chinese law and regulation to be able to be made on pack. So typically for China, saying something like Red Bull gives you wings, they wouldn't allow the gives you wings part because they want to provide evidence that it gives you wings. So because a marketing claim is, self-evidently not true, it would not necessarily then be allowed in China. So you need to be able to back up all your claims with certification. Apart from that, the important thing to check for the labeling is also the actual artwork itself. This is usually stuck on by the importer on the back of pack. This needs to be done in the correct font sizes and font. Often it's black and white so the consumers can recognise it as an imported product, which is actually a benefit instead of it being printed on the pack. And it needs to contain lots of key information, so all the nutritional information, the name of the importer, the contact details. So there's all these boxes that need to be ticked for that label to be compliant. So once you've done the registration, the ingredients check, the compliance checks, and the label, you also have a certificate which basically says, look, this product's compliant, it can come in. And if you can get those stages done, then when you have conversations with importers, they can see that you're at that stage, and it makes conversations for actually selling into the market much easier.